Hey, record loving friends, it's Brian from Tokyo Record Style. I am hopping on to the sad bastard tag. I quite like this topic. I'm a sucker for sad songs, so I thought I would throw my hat in the ring, join along in the fun. Starting with number one, an overplayed sad song. Well, let's see. How about, I don't know, maybe Beethoven? Maybe side one, track one of the Fifth Symphony? Okay? Is that not an overplayed song? And certainly a sad bastard tune at that. I mean, Beethoven with his hearing loss and his, intense symphonies. Surely he must have been one sad bastard. And this, of course, is Herbert von Karajan of the Berlin Philharmonic Deutsche Grammophon. A salute out to Digital Gramophone, who is the sponsor of the sad bastard tag. So number one, an overplayed sad record. Side one, track one of the Fifth Symphony. Okay, number two, you're listening to an album and somebody walks in and says, "What's that sad bastard shit?" Well, obviously the right reply is, "It's the new Belle and Sebastian. We've been listening to it all morning and been really enjoying it." And to which you can say, "Well, it's shit," and you can throw it away. In which case, I might suggest you pull up Grandaddy. I love Grandaddy. This is the Software Slump, their second album, Jason Lytle's second album. It's the sad tale of a humanoid robot who drinks himself into oblivion. It's got some upbeat songs. It's not a particularly sad album, although there's lots of minor tunes, and in the end there is the demise of Jed, the humanoid robot. But a few years ago, Jason Lytle put it back out on a new reimagined version of Software Slump, all piano version, like kind of a distilled down demo version that's quite fun. So this would be my take on an album where somebody walks in and says, "What's that sad bastard shit you're listening to?" And I want to give an honorable mention to Yo La Tengo's And Then Nothing Turned Itself Inside Out from 2000. And this is my original copy, and the standout tracks on here are Our Way to Fall and Tears Are in Your Eyes. And this is definitely a sad bastard record. This would be something that somebody would definitely say, "What is this?" if you were playing this on the record when they walked in. So shout out to Yo La Tengo. Number three, a sad album to many, but a dance party to you. I am going to go with, I'm going to go with the last track off of VU's Loaded from 1970. The tune is "Oh, Sweet Nothing." This is one of the saddest songs that has ever been. It's so melancholy, pure, longing, and sad. I was very lucky to see a Phish Halloween show in 1998 at Thomas and Mack Arena in Las Vegas. And they played this album in its entirety, as they do on their Halloween shows, as the musical costume. They've covered the Beatles' White Album, Quadrophenia, Remain in Light, Loaded, Dark Side of the Moon, Waiting for Columbus, Ziggy Stardust. Help me out here, guys. They've actually covered their own albums, new unreleased albums in their entirety for the Halloween shows. And most recently, they did this incredible concert under the guise of this band from the future called Sci-Fi Soldier. Very, very cool concept. So that would be a album for a song that is a sad song to many, but a dance party to you. At the end of this set, I was just screaming at the top of the lungs, "Oh my God, that was awesome!" So "Oh, Sweet Nothing." And it does have a pretty ripping guitar solo. And this copy is the latest Atlantic 75th anniversary of Atlantic. And this is an Analog Productions. And I got kind of a low number here, 0995. So that's kind of cool. I'm a 1995 kid. So thank you to my friend Bryce, who scored this for me. Next up, it's a love song, but it's sad. I am going with Otis Redding's I've Got Dreams off of the album The Immortal Otis Redding. This is a Japanese press. I can't tell you much about it, on the Atlantic label. And the tune is I've got dreams, dreams to remember. I saw you standing there last night with another man's arms holding you tight. All I know, I walked away and cried. I've got dreams. Such a good tune. I love this song. And he says in the lyric, I still love you anyway. So it's definitely got to be a love song. And I don't know if I would call Otis a sad bastard, but the tune is definitely a sad tune and a love tune tied into one. Okay, I've got Dreams to Remember by Otis Redding. Gotta give an honorable mention to She Sends Me Blue Valentines all the way from Philadelphia. Tom Waits' Blue Valentines from 78. It's a little bit love song, it's a little bit heartbreak, a little bit both tied into one, and no doubt Tom Waits is from time to time a very, very sad bastard. Next up, a favorite sad lyric. I am going with 2002, 2001. Flaming Lips, Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots. I happen to have a picture disc of this. Don't worry, I don't keep it in this off-gassing sleeve. But I love this artwork, and it's one of the very few picture discs that I have. And the tune is, Do You Realize, ooh, that happiness makes you cry? I love that tune. And do you realize we're floating in space? Do you realize that everyone you know someday will die? So instead of saying all of your goodbyes, let them know you realize that life goes fast. It's hard to make the good things last. You realize the sun doesn't go down. It's just an illusion caused by the world spinning round. I love that lyric, and I especially love the lyric, do you realize that happiness makes you cry? That's crazy, right? Happiness makes you cry. A sad lyric. And Wayne Coyne and the rest of the Lips are for sure sad bastards. Okay, next up is a breakup song or album, and the obvious choice would be Beck's Sea Change, a pivotal, important record in Beck's discography where he talks about loneliness and melancholy. He ended a 9-year relationship with his girlfriend and put forth an incredibly heartfelt, emotional, and reflective and confessional record in Sea Change. This is a great record. Of course, you know this and love this probably as much as I do. But I am going to actually give the honor to Julian Casablancas of The Strokes. This is his first solo record, and the tune is Four Chords of the Apocalypse. The lyric is, if a time warp was open, I'd stay right in my place. Our time is over. I love this album and I love this tune, Four Chords to the Apocalypse. You might know 11th Dimension, you might know Ludlow Street or The Tourist. This is a killer sleeper of a record. People don't seem to know about this record well, but I freaking love this record. And Julian Casablancas is one sad bastard. Okay, next up, your favorite song by The Smiths. Okay, I hate The Smiths as much as you hate my favorite band, Fish. Their 2009 record, Joy, as a little spoof on the old sad bastards. Sadly, I don't think any of the Fish guys are actually sad bastards. This album was produced by Steve Lillywhite, who also produced their masterpiece, Billy Breathes, which is my favorite Fish record. Kimbo just reached out to me and said that he picked this up and that he really liked this. This album was a big comeback album after the band had imploded and they were struggling with all kinds of things. And this was the album where you could see blue skies, light at the end of the tunnel. And the title track off of this album, Joy, is about Fish's frontman, Trey Anastasio, losing his younger sister, who I believe was quite close in age. And the lyrics are very sad and reflective and also a way to look towards the future. He says, when we were young, we thought life was a game, but then someone leaves you and you're never the same. All of the places and people belong to the puzzle, but one of the pieces is gone and it's you. Joy, it's you. It's a very sad song, but a very beautiful album from Fish from 2009. The saddest song by a popular band. Okay, who's the most popular band in the world? I'd say the Beatles. I got 2 records here from their solo projects. I'll start with George Harrison's Isn't It a Pity? Isn't it a shame how we break each other's hearts and cause each other pain? Forgetting to give back, isn't it a pity? Such a sad song of yearning. Ah, George, it is a pity. And George surely could have been a sad bastard from time to time. And next up is a heart-wrenching tune by our hero, John Lennon. Ma-za. Mother, you had me, but I never had you. From the Plastic Ono Band, very sad song from John Lennon, maybe during his screaming therapy days. So, 2 of my favorite famous artists, George and John, of the Beatles, my favorite and yours, the saddest song by a popular band. Should we give a little credit to Nilsson? Okay, Without You. I can't live without you. French pressing that one is. Okay, next one. Tears in Your Beer, a sad country song. I like this one. Now, I wanted to go with Johnny Cash's Long Black Veil. I love that tune about the guy who's been accused of murdering someone in town, yet he has an alibi, but he was in bed with his best friend's wife, and she walks these hills in a long black veil. But I don't have that record. I can't believe it. It's on Folsom Prison, but I apparently don't have Folsom Prison. I'm sure I've had it a couple of times in the past, but I don't have it anymore. And I thought of also going with Willie Nelson's 7 Spanish Angels, a really great song off a greatest hits record I had forever ago. Another tune not unlike Long Black Veil, where they're on the frontier, the western frontier. The cowboy runs out of shots trying to fight off the banditos, and she knew there was no more bullets in the gun, but she couldn't bear to live life without her beloved husband, and she stands up and the banditos got her too. Very sad tune. 7 Spanish angels took another angel home. He sings it with Ray Charles. Real good one. But I am going with old Hank, okay? I'm so lonesome I could cry. And I've also got it. I've got it by Hank Original, Hank Jr. on Your Cheatin' Heart. I don't have Hank the Third, but I do have one more Hank. This is Leon's alter ego, Leon Russell's alter ego, and he actually covers I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry on that. So 3 different records with I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry. Tears in Your Beer, a country sad song. I hope that'll suffice. Okay, next up is your favorite sad soundtrack. Now, I have to go with The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou by Wes Anderson. Now, this is not the original soundtrack, but this is the studio sessions with Seu Jorge. This is kind of a bootleg, I'm not exactly sure, but these are those beloved distilled down acoustic versions of the David Bowie tunes, including Rebel Rebel, Life on Mars, which is a really sad bastard tune, Changes, Rock and Roll Suicide, Suffragette City, Queen Bitch, which is in the very last scene of the movie. You watch this movie, it's the story of Steve Zissou, who's narcissistic and he's kind of a jerk and he's obsessed with himself. All he wants to do is look good on film. He's kind of a prick, comes across as an asshole, but deep inside, he's got a good heart. And he is chasing the jaguar shark in a sort of Jacques Cousteau adventure. And he's struggling to make amends with his lost son and his crew who both hate him and love him. And they're not even really sure if the tales that he's told are true of the real existence of the jaguar shark that he's on the hunt for. And in the final scene of the movie, he takes the submarine down with all his crew and they see the pink fish fly by. And it means that the jaguar shark must be close. And poof, there it appears in front of the windows of the submarine. And everybody is mesmerized by it. And it's glowing like a jaguar. And it really exists. And finally, he's vindicated. Everybody believes him. And in that moment, he says, I wonder if he remembers me. And it's only then that you remember, as the viewer, that the damn jaguar shark ate his best friend Esteban. And I love that little twist in it. You've totally forgotten that that's the whole reason they're hunting for the jaguar shark, for revenge for eating Steve Zissou's best friend. So that is my soundtrack, sad soundtrack, and no doubt Bill Murray, Wes Anderson, and Steve Zissou himself are all a little bit of sad bastards. Oh, I got to give a shout out to Sigur Rós. I don't have this record, but this is the music that is playing in the scene where they see this tiger shark, and it is some sad bastard music. It's a beautiful piece off of their 1999 record called Agatis Birajun. I gotta get this on vinyl. It is a beautiful song that really helps to draw the tears out in this very emotional last scene, followed by David Bowie's Queen Bitch at the very, very end, which is really cool. Okay, next up. I'm only happy when it rains. I am going with Rain Over Me from Quadrophenia, The Who, 1973. Now, Rain Over Me, of course, is R-E-I-G-N, but the song also mentions rain, and it's minor, and it's heavy, and I think it constitutes for a sad bastard song. And if that doesn't look like a sad scene right there with the Vespa in the ocean, then I don't know what is. Now you'll notice here that right here on my Who Vespa, I've got a bumper sticker that says, "Without music, life would be a mistake," from Bart's CD Cellar and Record Shop, 1015 Pearl Street, Boulder, Colorado. I bought this back in 2002 for maybe $5.99, and Bart's was the place where I bought so many records back in my 20s, and I was playing this record not that long ago, and I was going through the inserts, and I found this old bumper sticker, and I was so excited to find it. I said, "Oh, cool," and I just ripped it right up and popped it right on my copy of Quadrophenia. So maybe it was not a great idea, but it's not particularly a fantastic copy. It's not bad, actually. But it's mine. I'll take it to my grave, I guess. Okay, Rain Over Me. And those guys were sad bastards for sure. Next up is the sappiest, corniest, happiest bullshit song you've ever heard. I am gonna go with Don McLean's American Pie with my own Japanese obi that I used in my record store, pop-up record store. Come on. Bye bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee till the levee was dry. Good old boys drinking whiskey and rye. Okay, this is the day the Big Bopper and Richie Valens went down in an airplane. And I think the song is so long that you have to play both sides of the record. But okay, fine. I don't hate this song, but it is a pretty sappy song. You got to admit it. Don McLean, come on. He's a sad bastard. No doubt. Okay, last up is number 13. Shout out a sad bastard to do this vinyl tag. And I am going to shout out Kimbo, Dana Kimborowitz, out there in Washington, out there with all you Pacific Northwesterners. I went and checked out Kimbo's channel, who I just recently got attuned to. We've been talking about Pizzicato 5, and he recently scored that Joy record. So Kimbo, I hope you like this record, and I hope you, who I see haven't made videos in some 4 years. I think it's actually might be 4 years to the day. I see your last video was a Record Store Day post from 2020. So I am going to challenge you, sad bastard. I'm so sad about your channel. It's not going. You're not making videos, to participate in the sad bastard vinyl tag. And Kimbo, if you are fully retired from doing this, then I'm going to nominate my Brian and Marty co-host, Marty in Oregon, also up there in the Pacific Northwest. Marty, it's your turn. Be a sad bastard. I know it's kind of against your constitution, but I did it, so you can do it too. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed. Thank you to Digital Gramophone for putting this fun final tag forward. I had a good time doing it. Thanks to everybody who's participating in it. Maybe I'll try to link up some of them in my show notes. And until next time, see you at the record store. Bye.